As 2008 was progressing, Red Gaming as a company was at the forefront of releases in the pub scene in the UK. They were pretty much releasing games at a monthly basis, new styles, new gameplay, and of course new concepts, but with it, the amazing music and design that came with it. Now, these two Think machines in front of you, On a Roll on the left and Invincible on the right, were slightly older games. In fact, they were both released at £25 jackpot. But they both made the £35 upgrade, and during that upgrade, they were re-released en masse, which meant they was in all the big chain pubs. Weatherspoons had Invincibles and On a Rolls like it was no tomorrow. In fact, Walkabout in Portsmouth had two Invincibles at one time, one opposite each other, which was crazy to even think about back then. But the games themselves were brilliant, brilliant games, and Invincible on the right, in fact, I'd go to say is my favourite ever read. The sound play on it just brings back so many memories. The streak potential is incredible, and just the memories that come along with it, apart from one which we're going to start with the story, is just brilliant memories. Now, Red Gaming was a very fair company in terms of its gameplay, how the machines were programmed. They would give you brilliant gameplay, and when they wanted to pay out, they would, and they would go huge. But unfortunately, they also introduced a very dodgy, dirty program, and Invincible was one of the machines that actually had that. Near the end of their sort of time in the pubs, they introduced a really bad program in which that the features would all go red. It looked like it's ready, but then it would take astronomical amounts of money to even cave in and give you a mega streak, or what we call a top. A top is getting the chance of a big streak at the very top of the machine. Yeah, there was stories, and I'm sure people below in the comments are going to tell me theirs, because I've heard some crazy mad stories of over 240, 300 quid being put into one £35 jackpot Invincible. I've had it. I had it a couple of times where I went over 200 quid and I've actually made money. That's the streak potential and the ability the machine has to actually pay huge. But in terms of its normal day-to-day telltale signs, i.e. the features all going red, for it to take that amount of money is just a dirty, horrible program. And they continued that in the £70 era. In fact, they went back to their roots. They produced really good programs, but then at the later era of 70s, of high-low silvers and Invincibles, Indiana Jones, which will be their own game, their own series program, will also hosted like a really dirty program. But where I was going with that £25 to £35 upgrade was that initially £25 jackpot machines could only really be played on one stake. Now, some games had like 10p a play, but the majority of them were on just 25p or 30p a play. There was no enhanced odds. There was no ways of changing how you played it. You put your money in and you hit start. Now, when they introduced the upgrade to £35 jackpot machines, they had to introduce, I've used that word quite a few times, a new concept, a new way of giving something extra to the player. Now, obviously, the jackpot's been increased by £10 from 25 to 35, but they couldn't keep on the minimal stake or maximum stake of 25p. So they introduced the 50p button. Now, that 50p button was an absolute game changer. And the reason for that is because it gave you a plus 6% on the RTP. And a lot of punters, average Joes, and I say that stereotypically, but not rudely, they didn't know about the 50p enhanced odds, and they were quite scared as well. A lot of people that I'd spoke to were like, they used to play it for fun. They only put a few quid in, and they would stick to the minimal stake. Now, for me, it's just there's only one way to play a red, and you play it on max stake with the best odds and with extra enhanced things such as double numbers, because that's what they give you. And what made that so good for the fruit machine player such as myself is because the average punter would play these on 25p a go, and they would never get anywhere. They wouldn't ever be able to get to the top. They would only be getting to like certain nudges. If they got a number runner, they wouldn't know what to do, so they would just leave it. So like getting to Mega Streak was near enough impossible unless it just shot a few bonuses and spelt the name Invincible, in which, you know, in case, without telling you how to suck eggs, you are invincible, you can't die. So which meant that when a fruit machine player came along and put it on 50p, that extra 6% just sent the machine through into the stratosphere, and it would be off its terry tits. It'd be going crazy, and it would just throw itself at you, and it would just give you a huge top, and therefore a massive profit margin. Now, before I get into putting some money into this machine, in the previous episode I talked about selling the story and also selling the opinion, and manipulating the opinion. And this one here, on the left hand, on a roll, was one particular design in which it hosted this wheel. And when you put it on max stake and mega game, you've only got, there's only 3 mega game symbols here, or squares. You could put 20 quid through this within 5 seconds. I shit you not, 5 seconds you could put a £20 note in, hold 50p button down, and it would go and just rattle through the credits. So if you could play it that quick, you could win equally really quick, which meant on a couple of occasions, and this is where the story begins with this one, in Alton in Hampshire, I got barred and the police got called because I walked into the pub there, and I put literally 20 something quid in there and got a 105. £80 raise within, I would say, no more than 2 minutes. So a person they don't recognise, a person who's very young, got a baseball cap on, walking into a pub, and he's only put a few quid in, he's bought half a Coke and he wins 105 quid out of the machine, just looks sus, it looks dodgy. And that's why it's really, really important that you sell your story. Sometimes it was unavoidable, sometimes you got to take the bar on the chin and you got to just accept what's going to happen. Even though you've done nothing wrong, it's just part and parcel of how the board plays, how the game is. And Invincible on the right was no different. The streak potential on this was absolutely crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play the left one, because it's a £5. In fact, do you know what? I'll put £5 in quickly, and it's a £5 jackpot. You see, they haven't got any other upgraded versions on the software. But I'm going to just try and show you by, imagine this was 50p a go, and you're on Mega Game on 50p, and just keep your finger down on start. Hopefully, I'll just kill all the boards off. It gives me boards, I'll just kill it, and hopefully, oh, there's a win there. So I'm just going to kill it, and hopefully I can just... No, it's not really doing it. I'll probably have to collect something to kill it off. I want to get the top now. I wasn't even planning on playing this, but... I just want to... I want to get a win just to show you. See, some of these are jackpot features. I've got a jackpot there anyway. Okay, so I got a jackpot. That's what I wanted to show you. See how quickly that was rattling through them? And that was the big problem. So this is absolutely flying, but you could rattle through the credits. You can see what I mean. Right, so I'm gonna kill this board off and not play this no more. Okay, so yeah, barrings did occur at an abundance during the red era, especially with this design. There was this one, there was Pulsation, there was Piggy Money, whatever it was called. There was later on Snakes and Ladder. There was loads of games that had this little wheel, and you could just rattle through the credits. It was a very quick red to do, even though there were safe caches which were quite annoying, but that's a different story. Right, Invincible, my favourite red ever. I mean, this game here, if you looked up orgasm in a dictionary, you'll see a picture of this. Do you know what I mean? It's incredibly good. Incredibly good, sorry. Right, £10 in this. As you can see, normal button is 30p a go. That's what a lot of people play. Put it on 50p. Change to 50p on the LCD screen, plus 6%. So, if you can hear that, sorry, that's my dog snoring. Yeah, so 50p a go. So, it doubles the numbers. So, you're getting the extra odds, plus you're getting double numbers. So you're getting the chance of getting higher up. Now, this game here, I've not played yet. It's like a brilliant game, but when it wants to be, it can be an absolute money muncher. The fact that it shot that out of all those, that's killed me, is a good sign. But what you want to be seeing is all these go red. That's what you want to be seeing. And it can do, 3 or 4 boards in a row of just all being like blue features, and then this is a good setup. Oh, it's a shame that didn't go up. And it can be there. It can be ready to cave in and give you the mega. You just got to sort of get a few boards. A lot of the time, people collected their wins, but it was really important that you understood. Let's get another 10 in. The pub. I always talk about selling the story. I always talk about manipulating the opinion, especially in the last episode with Lucky 8 Roulette. But this particular game, you had to know when there was going to be quiz nights, when there was darts night, when there was snooker night, the meat raffle. Oh, this pub here shows football. It's got the Man United versus Liverpool game on. That sort of stuff. And you needed to be able to then time your machine. Because once you took out 105 quid, 140 out of this machine, it was going to take a while to recover. Different venues recovered quickly. Others, well, there you go, number runner. So the red's on the right. So I'm going to keep. I don't think I can get reds here, but I'll try.
Energy.
Right, so I'm going to go the middle. Then the right. Who says I've not got skills anymore, eh? Okay, so number one out there. So we need 2 gambles. Got chances. Spell it. So that was the difference, really, being able to do number runner and things like that. But where I was going, you needed to know your pubs. That was another important thing. Okay, so it's done. Okay, so it's going to do at least a 70. Okay, so it's done a 70. So a lot of the time on this game, you can get like a 70 top, and like, what was I in, 20 quid? That's a £50 raise. Like, easily done. Look, giving me a 5 there. Well, it doesn't look like it wants to give me the 5 of it. So I'm actually going to play this a little bit longer. I'm not going to take that 5. I'm going to gamble it. Just see if it survives, which it did, because this has got the ability to go up again and go huge. I mean, it's hitting good features. Go on then. Okay, so exchanging here makes no difference because you collect the auto 9 nudges and you go straight back around to the tenner. Okay, the chances here, survive. Oh, you hate when it does that. So that could have been just like a £10 board, because Super Streak can just give you 10 quid. But that had climbed, that would have been nice. Still going red. Alright, so it's got more in. It's done a 70 and it's still got value in. I gamble those features sometimes because I'd like to try and progress as many red features as I can, because once you've got more red, it's jackpot, as long as it shoots a feature shot. One thing to add with this game, there was a chance of getting symbols down the bottom here. If you get red symbols, all 3 of them, it's slow, and you got the chance of getting a thing called notation. So this has definitely got another one in. I'm just going to drop all 3 here.
Energy.
Let's just have a look at the reels. So I've got blue 7s there. I might be able to get reds. 1, 2, 3. Just going to take blues here. Yeah, you can get a notation. A notation is 9 times out of 10 another jackpot. So there's ways of getting a jackpot after. That was a bit of filth. Another jackpot after like a top. A lot of people did that. They just snapped the jackpot. They just had it straight away as extra profit afterwards. So this has definitely got another top end. It's just whether it takes the piss or not. So I'm 30 involved. I hope it has. As well with these, it tends to want to give you the top when it keeps going back to a bonus. So a 3 bonus or a 10 bonus. Okay. Gonna have to go for blues there.
Energy.
Yeah, it goes back to those sort of numbers, bonus 3s. So you can see there's 3 red symbols here. So that would be notation on the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be, I can't really see the screen, but I think that might be 25 quid. I can't remember if it might be 35. So I'm going to go higher. See if I can get a bonus. That's what I wanted. Lower than that 10. Oh, it's going to make me go on the 4. Okay, so it's caved in for another top. So I'm 30 in. It's already done a 70. Let's see what the second one does. Oh, that was only a tenner. Okay, so making 75 quid at the moment. And I tell you what, this has got the ability in its locker to do a 105 now. I've seen it countless times, even do another 70. We're looking more at a chance of a 35, but it's got the odds of and a chance of doing it. So it's done a flat 35. So 105 with 30 in is still nothing to be sniffed at. It's a great little raise, and you're pretty much out the pub now. I'm going to just burn these credits down just to see if it does anything else. It's a shame that didn't just do a 70, that would have been simply lovely. Oh, there you go, it's gone red again, so it's got more in it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. So we're seeing out for another top. It's mad the streak potentials in this game. It really is. So we want to be nudging in 7s here, even though it's still miles away, but you remember you've got the chance of a super exchange. So just going back to this bonus. There you go, spelt it. Yeah, it's just such a crazy little game, and the reason why it's one of my all-time favourites. As soon as you die, Invincible. I used to mess around with these features, that's what I used to like doing. So we'll just play it out for the top for the video. Okay, still 30 quid in. I mean, it's just bringing back such fond memories. $140. Will it carry on though? That's the main question. I'd love it to. Nah. 140 though. Mad. So just for a £35 jackpot machine. There's no chance this is going out. There is. So that'll be the end now. There's no chance of it being any more. This setup here as well. I mean, like, it's not far for reds. I'm going to take the mystery. And I'm going to just try and get a good feature of some sort. So I'm getting to the point now where it could easily kill me. Well, I'm going to take that feature. That's 6 quid. Final few credits. See what this is going to give us. Well, that's going to time out them. But you can see all the features now are just non-existent with... Right then, I'm going to end it there. I just wanted to showcase that 6% RTP because it was a massive money earner back in the £35 era. Between the years of 2007 to 2009, when reds were at 35, between the 25 to 35 transition and the 35 to 70 transition, remembering that £35 jackpots was literally only for a few years. It was a great time to be around playing red gaming machines. It weren't just reds that gave you the 6% as well. There were other companies that did it, but reds having the streak potential that they do, plus having that extra RTP, just meant that it was a heaven for any freak machine player. But thanks for watching, and please whack in the comments any of your stories, any of your massive raises, bad like stories or whatever it might be, sessions on fruit machines, especially the reds. And I'll see you in the next one. Much love. Ta-da.